Hello, this is Jamey. I am back from Gen Con with some games behind me actually on the table there that you can see that I'm hoping to play soon. I've got Western Legends, Rise of Queensdale, Welcome to Sunday Split. Not all of these are from Gen Con. A graphic novel adventure, and Brass Birmingham. So hopefully I'll be talking about this in the near future. Today I got to play, the one new to me game I got to play at Gen Con was The Mind. I haven't received my pre-order copy yet, so I can't show it to you, but you've probably heard about The Mind. It's a game where you are trying to play cards numbered 0 through 100 cooperatively, in order, on the table, without going out of order, and you can't communicate at all. That's the big hook about this game. And I probably could talk about that. That's a really cool hook that you just can't communicate. You essentially use time as a resource. So I might play a 12, and if you have a 50 in your hand, then you are trying to figure out how much time needs to pass before you play that 50, while you're waiting for other players to see if they have a card that's between 12 and 50 to play on the pile. So it's time as a resource. There's also kind of almost a mind meld that can happen in the game as you start to really connect with the other players. And there's a mechanism, I think, that really enables this cool element of the game to happen. And that is how the game escalates in terms of difficulty and in terms of rewards throughout the course of a single game. This is where I think that really this is almost overlooked. This is the real brilliance of the game, in my opinion. Because each player starts out with just one card. So if we played a 4-player game, I think it plays up to 4. Each player had one card, and we just had to play those 4 cards in order. Not that difficult. Although I think we may have messed up fairly early in the game. Not messed up the rules, but actually lost one of our lives because we misplayed. So I say it's not difficult, but it can actually be quite difficult depending on the cards that you draw. If I have a 12 and you have a 13, that could be trouble. Especially if someone had already played another card, or if we're waiting to play the first card. But in general, it's a little bit easier than when you have 2 cards in hand or 3 cards in hand. And this is how the game escalates. Every round you play, you're trying to get up, I think, through 12 rounds. Every round you play, you start with another card in your hand, and you reshuffle the entire deck, so you don't have any previous information. The only information you're gaining is how the other players work, how they play this game, the timing systems they use, the mind meld that they use. It's kind of like you're creating a meta within the game. And the Mind enables this by creating that escalation. Rather than just giving players 12 cards in hand to start out with, they play the game in levels. You do 1 card in hand, then you do 2 cards, then 3, and so on. The other element of this I really like is that the game rewards you when you pass a level. I don't think this happens on every level, but on many of the levels, if you pass, say, level 3, you get a bonus from then on. It's a one-time bonus that you get, but you have it from then on. For example, you might get a new life. A life is something that you spend when you make a mistake in the game. Or you might get, I believe it's a shuriken, which gives you an opportunity for all players to just discard their lowest card when you've reached kind of a point where none of you know what to do. So I really like cooperative games that reward you for progressing instead of just making things more difficult. And I think The Mind does that really well. So those 2 elements of escalation and progression, I think, within each game of The Mind really make it special, in addition to that really cool element of the sheer lack of communication between players, or at least verbal communication. Really cool game. I'm genuinely looking forward to playing it again. I really did enjoy playing it, and I can't wait to see my pre-order arrive sometime in the near future, I hope. I'd love to hear your thoughts about The Mind. If you have a thought that you'd like to share about the game, a mechanism that you really love, or if you can think of another game, whether it's cooperative or competitive, where the escalation throughout the game really makes it a special experience for you. I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Thanks.